And here we find ourselves yet again. I'll be honest, I did not expect to be back here again so quickly. Like, I know it's been like a month almost, but yeah, we're back. I initially planned on doing part 2 of this like way later because I wanted to plan stuff out. But Pixelmon Reforged actually got like a pretty big update that released a bunch of Pokemon. They like did a few remodels and stuff. So I thought like, why not do it now? And what kind of video of mine would this be if I actually knew what I was doing? So yeah, here we are. Um, Day 101 to day 200, completing the Johto Pokedex, which is not going to be as hard because there's like 90 something Pokemon in the Johto Pokedex. And almost instantly, we are faced with a new type of boss. Well, it's not necessarily new, it's just a legendary boss, but they've been like reskinned to like the actual colors of the bosses now. But I was able to defeat this boss with good old Gyarados Intimidate spam. But there's actually a new battle overlay that has battle music with it, and this is a really nice touch. I actually really like this. Anyway, I want to thank everyone for the support on this first video, the initial 100 days. I hope it was entertaining, and I hope to make the second one just as entertaining as the first one with less to work with. And one way to go about that would to be catching Lugia on the first day. Yep, a Lugia spawned from my bell, and this is actually the first legendary I'm attempting to catch without a Master Ball. So let's just see how that goes. And it actually took me this whole night to catch Lugia. I didn't catch the Lugia until the next morning, mainly because it had Recover, and it would just use Recover after it broke out of an Ultra Ball. And I think I ended up wasting like 20 something Ultra Balls trying to catch this thing. So yeah, that was very fun. I enjoyed my time. But I'll be honest, I think this is a really great way to start off the new video. Get one of the 6 legendaries I believe out of the way instantly. So now it's time to start doing a few little basic catches. And when I say basic, I mean like we can't get much more basic than a Hoot Hoot and a Sentret. Also, one of the 2 Sentrets that I did catch, I leveled one up and it did evolve into a Furret. Seeing as though Furret was the first evolution of the next 100 days, I let Furret flex for a little bit. Anyways, I was researching some spawn locations when I remembered something that could keep this legendary hype going. I flew to a forest that I had previously taken a screenshot of for a very particular reason. I took a screenshot of a Celebi shrine, and I do have a GS ball. So there's nothing stopping me from getting a Celebi right now. So that's exactly what I did. I summoned and caught a Celebi. It only took about 6 or 7 Ultra Balls because compared to other legendaries, Celebi has a very high catch rate. So yeah, to put this into perspective, I've caught 4 Johto Pokemon, and 2 of them have been legendaries. So the beginning of day 103 began with a few catches, and then it ended with me spending more than half of the day trying to build a breeding ground that supported Pikachu, and I got lazy and this was gonna have to work because I was done. I spent like 15 minutes trying to figure out how to build one, but you know what, Pikachu was happy, so if it works, it works. Moving on. So during the night of 103, I did catch a couple more Pokemon. I caught 2 Snubbull, and I did level up one of my Snubbull, and it did evolve into a Granbull. And then day 104 was just a continuation of that trend. I was chasing after Ladybuzz and Hoppips in the sky. I evolved a Hoot Hoot, and it was just basically just little basic catches yet again. It was a pretty good catching spree though. I think I have 12 Pokemon off the Johto list already. I haven't really run into anything rare, so it's not like I'm like making too much progress. But after the catching spree, I actually found quite the strange boss Alakazam. I believe those are the new epic bosses, but unfortunately when I went to battle it, I got stuck on a waiting screen and I had to restart my game, so I was not able to defeat it. But it was pretty cool to look at though. So on day 105, I actually decided to retire the Kanto team. I did this because, like, I know if I allow myself to continue using Kanto Pokemon, Like none of my Johto Pokemon are gonna get used at all. And I'm a decent bit into the Johto Pokedex now, so I actually have some Pokemon I can use. I'm not defenseless. And it's around this time where I realized that I need to make a bunch of money again, because I still have no like steady stream income of Ultra Balls. So I actually have to like still buy them because I don't have like a big enough farm to make my own or anything. But I did need to go on a money making mission like fast because I have a whole nother almost 100 Pokemon to catch, and I started this off at like 40 some Ultra Balls, and that's not enough obviously. So anyways, all I do on day 105 is some pretty minimal catching because I'm gonna start running low on Ultra Balls soon with no money. I'm actually gonna head back to Ultra Space to cover ground faster. That is the reason I do go to Ultra Space. I don't go to Ultra Space to make money. I go there because one, I can cover ground faster, and two, anything I can do in the overworld I can do in Ultra Space just as easy. So it's just more efficient to me. So after ending on an evolution, we move on and look for an Ultra Space portal. So at the beginning of day 106, we got a bit of a funny scenario here. I was out and about doing a little exploring, waiting for an Ultra Space portal to spawn. I was catching a few Pokemon here and there. I went to catch a Swinub, but I had to go AFK like as soon as I threw the Ultra Ball. So I threw the Ultra Ball and then I went AFK. But here's where the funny part of the story happened. I get back from being AFK, and the second I press escape to go back to my game, a Glastrier spawned. Glastrier is the new legendary from the Sword and Shield DLC, I believe. I cannot say this was a spawn I expected, and I also did not play the Sword and Shield DLC, so I have no clue if this thing actually doesn't have a face or if this was like a model issue. And I'll be honest, I don't know why this thing picked a fight with me. We all know what happens to legendaries that I'm not allowed to catch. All of these legendaries I'm not allowed to catch, they get turned into an item and put on the wall. That's how this goes. Unless I'm too weak to press the issue, and in that case, I run in fear. Anyways, after defeating the Ice Pony, an Ultra Space portal spawned, and let me just show you what happened those few days. So on day 110, our pretty eventful journey comes to an end, and I fly back home. So when I get back home, I'm actually able to pick up the Pichu egg left behind by my Pikachu and my Ditto. Then after that, I start running around to hatch it, and then I also start evolving a few Pokemon and catching a few more. And let me tell you about the convenience that is finding a Pokemon that is one level off of evolving. I found a level 15 Marine. Mareep evolves at level 15, so all I have to do is give it a rare candy and it evolved into a Flaffy, and just like that, there goes another Pokemon. It's so convenient, I love it. It's so much better than spending 3 days trying to level up one Pokemon, which I totally did not do later. And honestly, everything's been going way too well. Everything's been going way too well, so it's time to ruin that. Because what is me having a good time? Oh, and I know just how to ruin it. How about we throw in a really cool Pokemon that you can't catch? I honestly don't think I've been more sad about these self-imposed rules until now. Yeah, so what if I've missed out on a couple shinies? That Salamence is actually cool. I think it has like a .05 spawn rate, so I'll probably see another one. But I'm sad. Salamence is like my favorite pseudo. So yeah, I have to just sit there and watch it fly away. Day 111 is one of the more uneventful days. All I did was evolve a few Pokemon, and then I caught a couple more. I'm trying to like space days out, like for when I catch stuff, because I'm trying to keep myself busy for all 100 days. Because last time it did take all 100 days to complete the entirety of the Kanto Pokedex, but that was mainly out of me being lazy. I probably could have finished that dex in like half the time it took me. But I'm trying to make sure I have stuff to do for all 100 days this time. Which I might not actually have to worry about, because later in this dex, like a lot of these Pokemon are like really specific. So who knows, we'll see when we get there. Oh yeah, and my Pichu evolved, which I like completely forgot about. So I spent the entirety of day 112 in the ocean looking for Chinchou, and I feel like I was lied to. It says Chinchou is an uncommon spawn, and it literally took me all day to find two. I feel like it was like ultra rare or something. But yeah, I catch a second one, but then something weird happens. I was like just about to leave this biome when I saw a blue Dragonite on my minimap. It despawned like really quick though, so I wasn't able to catch up to it. And I'm thinking it may be a special skinned Pokemon that I did not know about, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I spent the rest of this day questioning my existence and why I seem to run into all the Pokemon I can't catch. Yeah, you know how a few days ago I said I didn't waste 3 days trying to evolve a Pokemon? Yeah, that was a lie. I spent all of day 113 trying to evolve this Chinchou, and then at the end of the day, that wasn't even the Pokemon that ended up evolving. I ended up evolving a Skiploom. Oh yeah, and then I also ran into this little lady that I went and took a screenshot with after she destroyed my whole team. But yeah, it's kind of annoying that you fish up Chinchou at level 10 when they evolve at level 27. Having to level up a Pokemon 17 levels is just like annoying in general. But I mean, we'll get there eventually. It's not that big a deal. Okay, so this is just a little side thing, right? For the beginning of day 114. But why does my man Bartholomew have a Heatran? Where did he get it from? Who is this guy? Where did he come from? Anyway, I did eventually evolve my Chinchou into a Lantern. It was not fun. I did not enjoy a single minute of leveling this thing up. But I did, so But once again, I've been blessed by the Mareep line, and I found a wild level 30 Flaffy. Flaffy evolves at level 30, and I had a rare candy, so boom, here we go, we got an Ampharos. This is exactly why I love finding Pokemon that are one level off of evolving, because I get to be lazy and not train them. And then on day 115, we are once again visited by an uncatchable legendary. And honestly, legendaries at this point are just XP. Like, why can't this game just be cool and give me the legendaries I actually need? Like how it gave me 2 Raikus in the first 100 days. And how it also gave me an Entei before it gave me a Snorlax. Why can't the game go back to being cool, huh? I also don't know where this whole putting defeated legendaries on my wall thing came from, but it stuck, so now it's never leaving. Something cool that did happen this day though was I found a wild Meganium, and man, did it feel like I was playing Pokemon Snap all over again. I was taking pictures of this thing. I'm kidding, I caught it instantly. But yeah, this was the first starter I was actually able to successfully catch. No one actually ever saw this, but I accidentally KO'd a Cyndaquil on like the first day, which is something I didn't have to share, but now everyone knows. Okay, so I kinda don't even know how to describe these next few days. I was flying back to the Mega Taiga biome because there's a few Pokemon there that I can only catch in that biome. But while I was flying there, I actually found a few new monuments in the ocean. Monuments that had surprisingly good loot in them. So I spent like a few days just flying across oceans and raiding these boats and towers. So yeah, this may have been my quickest solution to the money issue because I actually didn't make that much in Ultra Space. I found like a few gems and like other little items to sell, but this will probably solve my money issue. Anyways, time to get to the Mega Taiga. Okay, so a little bit of a fun fact. I literally only came to this biome for a Sudowoodo. Like, this is my only reason for being in this biome. No other Johto Pokemon that I need spawn here. I did receive a visit from another legendary though, and it's another legendary that I can't catch. And it's a legendary I've already seen before. It's a Latios. This is the second Latios that has spawned. The first one I let it just fly away because I didn't feel like chasing it. But this time, I have some time on my hands. So yeah, another legendary for the wall. Yay. But right before I left this biome, I got surrounded by some altered form dust dogs. I don't know how 4 of them spawned, but 4 of them spawned. And it was pretty cool though, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so apparently I was so far out that it took me the entirety of day 122 to fly home. But when I did get home, there was a Chikorita egg there ready for me to pick up. Day 123 wasn't that eventful either. Like, I think I caught a couple Pokemon, and then like I spent the rest of the day trying to build a sky platform in the Mesa biome because I wanted infinite Salamence, but it didn't work because like the biome was too like uneven. So sometimes stuff would spawn, sometimes it wouldn't, and it just overall didn't work out. It was a good attempt though. My exploit game is moving up in the world. And I guess someone forgot to tell me that today was National Chikorita Line Day. Because to start this day off, I flew past a Bayleaf. After that, my Chikorita finally hatched. And then maybe not even 10 seconds later, I found another wild Meganium. Like, bruh, what? But yeah, I guess that's just a thing now. Anyways, I was flying to the beach this day because I needed to find a couple Merrills. Because Merrill I did not have, and I did not have an Azumarill either. I found one like as soon as I got there, but Merrill's only a daytime spawn, so I'd have to wait until morning to find another one. But before that, this happened. Yeah, a Suicune spawned. And this is the first one I've actually seen. And I have 17 Ultra Balls. It took me like 20 Ultra Balls to catch Lugia. So this could be the first legendary that I actually failed to catch. My spirits are low, my hopes were not high. And I'm lying, I caught it in 5 Ultra Balls because I'm too good at this game. I'm not gonna lie, I was popping off after this catch. Like, I was popping off so much that I didn't see the shiny Magikarp in the water. Yup, silly me. Alright, so we got the first progress report. I think at around this time, I have 47 Pokemon left to catch. And this is only day 125. And at the rate that I run into legendaries, I'll probably have both of the other legendary beasts by day 150. Like, the only challenging part about this dex is that there's a big percentage of the Pokemon that are like super like annoying to get. Like there's like I think 7 of them that you have to breed for. There's like 7 baby Pokemon. There's like a bunch of happiness evolutions. So there's a few annoying ones to get, but this dex is not hard at all. But yeah, I don't know. I have 3 legendaries left. I have 47 Pokemon left in total, 75 days to catch them. So let's just see how it goes, I guess. Day 126 sparked probably the biggest journey I could possibly go on. I evolved a Pokemon this day, but then I spent the rest of the day looking for an unknown, which I did not find. So there's one place that unknown is actually very, very common. And I wonder where that place could possibly be. We're going to the end. Well, mainly just the stronghold because unknown spawns at the stronghold. I don't know why, but it does. Anyways, I had to stop and get more ender pearls along the way. Luckily, the Abra were happy to provide. And then I came across something that I really wish I hadn't have come across. I found out that Lunatone can have varying shapes based on the different phases of the moon. And this is quite possibly the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Why have they done this? This is scary to look at. And quite honestly, when I get to the Hoenn Dex, I don't want to catch a Lunatone. And you know, funny enough, I actually found the stronghold because I was mining down in a cave trying to go look at another Lunatone. So yeah, there was another weird looking Lunatone, like directly outside of the library of the stronghold. And yep. But if you look at the mini-map, you will see that Unknown is like the only Pokemon that spawns inside of the end stronghold. But yeah, after I got in the stronghold, I found an Unknown like straight away. And I kind of wanted to spell my name, but I didn't want to catch more than one Unknown because then I have to go put them somewhere else in the PC. So, and I honestly did not plan on going to the end, but it's like I'm already here, so like why wouldn't I? Because you know it's just a waste of time to not get this out of the way. So yeah, I found the portal room, I marked the coordinates down, and then I actually had to go leave and get blaze powder, so I flew off to a nearby desert to go get some. And I may or may not have forgotten that I also did not have enough ender pearls, so can't wait till I come to that realization. So after getting back with the blaze powder, I KO'd a few unknowns to get the last few ender pearls I needed. But now, having gathered all of the Eyes of Ender, I can now go to the end. And honestly, it is a good thing that I prepared a bow to bring with me, because the Ender Dragon still spawns, even in peaceful mode. Which makes sense because you still have to be able to beat the game somehow, but yeah, I was kind of not prepared for that. I mean, I was prepared for that, but you know what I mean. This was a very, very annoying fight, by the way, because whenever I would like go stand under the Ender Dragon when it lands to go like attack it, I would get attacked by a wild Pokemon, and then the Ender Dragon would just fly away. So yeah, I had a lot of fun during this. However, I did eventually slay the Ender Dragon and free the end. So now I have a whole nother realm to catch Pokemon in for myself. One thing about this though, that's pretty funny to me, is that the only Pokemon I can catch in here right now is a Wobbuffet. Yeah, Wobbuffet is the only Johto Pokemon that spawns here. So now like the end is just like useless until like Hoenn. But yeah, all jokes aside, after catching a Wobbuffet, I went back home. So after getting back home, on day 131, I decided to do some bounty hunting. So I tabbed out to look at the locations of some Pokemon. And as soon as I tapped back in, the second Victini spawned. Yeah, not like a Raikou or anything. Like a Pokemon I actually need, why would it be that? Anyways, another Cyndaquil spawned, and this time I was actually recording and I was able to catch it. And it did take longer to catch than Suicune did, so I guess that means Cyndaquil is a new legendary. I did evolve the Cyndaquil the same day, and this would have been the end of the day if I hadn't have found another Lunatone to look at. These next few days were actually like pretty big on the, making progress thing. I was leveling up my Eevees to build up their happiness, and I actually did find a Totodile while I was out here leveling them up, which I was able to catch. I evolved one of my Eevees into an Espeon, and then when I was going to level up my Totodile, another Victini spawned. Anyways, Victini aside, I was able to end off at day 134 with a Totodile evolution and an Eevee evolution. I did evolve my other Eevee into an Umbreon. Okay, so day 135, I realized that I missed a couple ocean spawns, so I went back to get them. I also found a Meryl that was one level off of evolution, so of course I caught it. Convenience keeps finding a way right back into my life, and honestly, I'm not going to complain about it. This is fine. And then the cherry on top, I didn't even have to battle it to catch it. It just went in the ball with like one Ultra Ball. This is the best Meryl I've ever met. I did have a rare candy to evolve the Meryl, so there goes another Pokemon. But then, just like that, inconvenience follows convenience, and it took me like 7 Ultra Balls to catch this level 5 Quillfish. Yeah, I did eventually catch it, but it's dumb that it took that long to catch a level 5. So I spent the rest of this day mining fossils to sell for money, because I think fossils go for 1k each if they're covered, so that's some decent money. And then we have day 136, which was day 136 was like peak efficiency. I found 2 Pokemon back to back that were 1 level off of evolving, and obviously I had the rare candies to evolve them. I found a Remoraid that was level 24, and Remoraid evolves into Octillery at level 25. I still don't understand that evolution, and I don't think I ever will, so I'm going to stop trying to. So the rest of this day, I spent trying to fish up a Corsola, because Corsola is really weird. Like, it spawns, like the only time it spawns is during the morning. So like during the day, the only way to get a Corsola is through fishing, and even then it's very, very rare. I did not find a Corsola, so I spent the nighttime in the jungle looking for a Xatu, and I found the second best thing. I found a Natu at level 24, and it evolved into a Xatu at level 25. This day was so chaotic. Like, it literally started off with me finding a Yanma, only for the Yanma to suffocate in a tree when I went to go catch it. I did, however, find and catch another Gloom so I could evolve it into a Bellossom. I also found another Wild Meganium, which is leading me to believe that these final Evo starters aren't even as rare as I thought they were. Yeah, I then sat through the second most awkward evolution, second to my Squirtle not having an evolution animation. But yeah, this was really weird. The Gloom literally just shrunk, and that was very, very strange looking. And then we have this. You would think the highlight here would be me fighting the Mega Boss Blaziken. But no. We have another Victini. Another one. The fourth Victini. I have caught the same amount of shinies as I have KO'd Victinis. I've had enough of this. I'm tired of fighting them at this point. Something cool about this, though, is that I turned around and there was just a Typhlosion. There's a Typhlosion just chilling across the river. But yeah, after catching this Typhlosion, I was running like extremely low on Ultra Balls. So I finally just decided to start making my own instead of being lazy. And when I say I decided to, I mean my Pokemon person disappeared, so I couldn't buy more Ultra Balls. So yeah, that was great. When crafting my own also, I found out that like doing a single craft of the Quick Ball recipe actually gives you 3 Quick Balls. So yeah, we got a good source of Pokeball income now. Day 138 was like pretty boring. All I did was grab my Buff egg, and then I was changing the breeder to support fairy types because I have to get a Cleffa next. Yeah, so anyway, I was breaking cobwebs for string because I really needed wool, because wool is like the most efficient way to make a fairy breeding station. But I guess I forgot that I lived in a Pokemart that has a roof and a floor made out of wool. Yeah, that was a pretty dumb moment by me. So by day 139, I'm trying to limit how many Pokemon I catch, because you'll see once I get to the progress report how much I actually have left to do. So I caught a couple Pokemon this morning, my Buff hatched, but then I went and gathered a bunch of resources because I thought it was finally time that I actually built a house and moved out of the Pokemart. Yeah, so I started building the house. I got all the resources and stuff, but then, like, this, what happens next, it just hurts. It just hurts me so much. So let's take a little look, shall we? Now, as much as it hurts that I cannot catch this really cool Pokemon, if I ever see like a shiny Shinx, a shiny Luxio, or a Luxray, and I can't catch it, let's just hope that never happens, because I don't know what will happen if I can't. But yeah, after that, I continued to sadly, very, very sadly, build my house. You know, I was so happy about building this house. I was so happy about building this house, and then that happened, and then my whole mood was ruined. But yeah, I did eventually finish building the house on day 145. So yeah, here's a little tour of it. It's not that big of a house, but that's fine. I didn't want to build too big of a house anyway. And it's not a Pokemart, so villagers can't just walk in and walk out every 2 seconds whenever they want to. But yeah, there's a couple rooms on the inside. There's like a little workroom downstairs and then a bedroom upstairs. But who knows, maybe there's some hidden rooms that I haven't showed you outside of the house. Yeah, building this house was it was fun. It was relaxation. It's not just, catch, catch, catch. Well, my heart is with the Pokemon, so it's time to get back to your regularly scheduled program. I'm heading into the Nether to find a Magby because I'm lazy and don't feel like breeding one. So yeah, back back to the grind. Magby was very annoying to find. It was even more annoying to catch. I think Magby was tied for like the second most, or the second rarest Pokemon in the Nether. But yeah, I caught it, and then I went back to the overworld. But I may or may not have known that I was in there all day. So, whoops. But I flew off to a taiga biome to hope that I could find a Togetic in the morning when where they spawn. And spoiler alert, I did not find one. What I did find though was a Heracross that one-shot my whole team. So that was very fun and interactive. Anyways, I was trying to get happiness for my Chansey, and then I remembered that there's actually berries that raise happiness. So I went to the Ultra Space so I could travel faster to find a bunch of them, like way quicker, because Ultra Space is like primarily jungle, or like not jungle, forests, and forests are where the most berries are found. And even though these berries were way quicker, I don't think there will ever be a way to make happiness evolutions fun. Like, it's dumb. Happiness evolutions are dumb and stupid. So the next day, I finally had enough happiness to evolve it, and I guess Virizion wanted to watch it happen. I don't know. Anyways, with this Chansey evolution, I believe that is the last happiness evolution I have for this dex. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I know Togepi evolves through happiness, but to get a Togepi, you have to either have a Togetic or a Togekiss, because Togepi does not spawn in the wild, and I will have a Togetic before I have a Togepi, so I don't have to evolve it in the first place. But anyways, enough rambling. After having Virizion meet a Psychic attack, I went back home to end the day because I have no use for Ultra Space anymore currently. Since I'm still trying to limit how many Pokemon I catch, I didn't really have much to do for day 149. Like, I caught a Heracross, I made a camera, and then, like, that's like it. That's like all I did on day 149. Um, I went mining because I needed a bunch of redstone to make film for said camera. And then I'm probably gonna take a trip back to the end portal eventually just for the library paper. I don't know. Alright, the reason why I've been trying to limit how many Pokemon I catch. This is the second progress report, day 150. We're at the halfway point now. And at the halfway point, I have 22 Pokemon left to catch. That 22 is going to go down to 16 when I get the trade Pokemon out of the way, which I'm going to do soon because I don't want to have to do those later. So I'm going to have 16 Pokemon with like 40-ish days if I do those trades within like the next 10 days. So I don't know. This dex is too easy. This dex is just too easy. I still have to find a a clear bell for Ho-Oh. The rest of the Pokemon are just like wild catches or level ups or stones or whatever. Like, they're not hard to do. Like, the only thing that I could see making me fail this is if I don't get a Ho-Oh to spawn within 50 days. That's like the only way I think I fail this. Which is probably why I should go get Ho-Oh out of the way now and go find a clear bell. But anything else in this dex is not hard, so I don't see myself failing this. Alrighty, so on day 151, I decided to take my own advice and go look for a clear bell. However, I did not know that you could not get clear bells from a mineshaft chest. It has to be dungeons that you get bells from. You cannot get them from mineshafts, and I did not know that for the first 2 or 3 days of me looking for bells. I thought I was just getting really unlucky. The mineshaft chests do have really cool stuff in them though. Like, you get a guaranteed stone every chest. So I kind of wish I knew that for the first 100 days, because then I could have got a moonstone way easier. Anyways, my first couple dungeon chests were kind of bad. They didn't have any bells. They barely had any items in the first place. Also, I don't care what anyone says, this is not a real Pokemon. I have never seen this Pokemon before in my life. That is not a Lunatone. Moving past that very strange Pokemon, I did eventually find a chest that had a bell in it. It just so happened to be the wrong bell though. It was another title bell. That didn't happen just once, by the way. It actually happened twice. I found two different chests from different dungeons that had title bells before I found one clear bell. And dungeons are not easy to find. The only way you could find them is hopping in a random cave and hoping you find one. There is no specific way of finding them. Anyways, 2 title bells later, and I finally find that lucky dungeon that happens to have a clear bell. So, after picking up this clear bell, I decided to head home and call it a night. I have nothing else to accomplish this day. After getting home and picking up my Tyrogue egg, I changed the breeder to support Electabuzz, because unlike Magby, Elekid does not spawn in the wild. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I also may or may not have forgotten to record Tyrogue hatching, so yeah, that's my bad. So I actually spent the majority of this day making Ultra Balls. Quick Balls should be enough for the rest of this Pokedex, but I'm going into a bigger Pokedex next time, and I want to be ahead of the game. I want to be prepared for it. But everyone is about to see just how fast preparation can get thrown out of the window like it never existed. So yeah, I did all this preparation, and I think I got up to 35 Ultra Balls or something. So everything is coming along nicely. And then we get paid a visit by my friend Raikou. So with me catching Suicune and 5 Ultra Balls, I'm a little overconfident right now. I think it's gonna take me 5 or 6 Ultra Balls to catch Raikou. I could not have been more wrong. I was so very wrong. It turns out that Raikou really did not want to join my team. Just look at how many Pokeballs I started with, and then there's this number right here. This was the end result. This is what I ended with. And technically I can't even say this is what I ended with, because I still haven't even caught it yet. This Raikou took all of my Ultra Balls, did not get caught, and it took like 20, or maybe like 10 of my Quick Balls and didn't get caught. So we'll see how the rest of this goes on the next day. Let's hope it goes well. You know, with me being out of Ultra Balls and everything, I had to resort to using Quick Balls. And if you don't use a Quick Ball on the first turn, it becomes as effective as a Pokeball. So here I am, over here, trying to catch a Raikou with essentially a Pokeball. And it worked. Somehow I was able to catch a Raikou in a Quick Ball, which is essentially a Pokeball because I did not use the Quick Ball on the first turn of the battle. It took me until like midday of the following day to catch this Raikou. That was not fun. I did not have fun. That was terrible. That was the exact opposite of fun. I now know which my least favorite of the three beasts are. After catching Raikou and standing in this exact spot for a couple minutes, I went to sleep because I'm done with today. That was not fun. I went straight to sleep. So apparently Corsola doesn't spawn just in the morning. You can actually get them at the beginning of the day as well. And I did not know that. I wish I knew that like 20 days ago. I could have got a Corsola then. So the next morning I actually flew over to an Extreme Hills biome in hopes of getting a Hitmontop. But instead of getting a Hitmontop, I got 2 Hitmonlees and a Hitmonchan. Like, this literally couldn't be more wrong. This is not what I wanted. Anyways, a Hitmonchan did spawn this night, and I was able to successfully catch it. Now technically I could head home because there's no more Pokemon out here that I need, but I actually do have one more stop to make. I need to go to an Ice Spike biome so I can get packed ice for a Jinx breeding station. So the next day I was able to grab all the packed ice I needed, and I actually found a Sunkern on the way there. So when I got home I was able to evolve my old one into a Sunflora. So that night I made my Jinx breeding station, but it's not the most efficient because I don't have another ice psychic type to breed with Jinx. So having to rely on Ditto, I think it's gonna take like 7 days to get a Smoochum egg, which isn't too bad. I just want to make sure I can get all these baby Pokemon out of the way so I don't almost fail from an egg again. However, while I was out and about, I came to the realization that I needed another Porygon for Porygon 2, which means I have to go back to the Nether and get more Glowstone. Yay! The next couple days were a bit boring. I spent all of day 163 mining for bauxite and redstone. The next day I did have enough resources to craft a few PCs, and I actually did get quite the big amount of Porygon pieces from, I think it was 11 PCs. But yeah, I have enough to make 2 Porygons now, so Porygon 2 and Porygon Z when I get there will be covered. So I caught the next Porygon, which is for Porygon 2, and then I had to do a bit of grinding of sorts. I spent the rest of these days KOing Rhyhorns and Nosepass because I need 2 King's Rocks for evolutions. Rhyhorn and Nosepass both have 5% chances of dropping King's Rocks, and I do think I eventually got one from a Nosepass. I know I got one, I just didn't remember what Pokemon I got one from. Well. Let me explain this. So the way bells work is once you place a bell, there's a 1% chance at the beginning of each day that it will start to glow. However, the more bells you have placed, the higher this percentage is. So like since I have 3 bells placed, I have a 3% chance at the beginning of every morning for the bells to start glowing. And every bell will go off at once. So if you have like 50 tidal bells and 50 clear bells, since you have 100 bells placed, there's a 100% chance that the bells will go off, and each bell will spawn a respective bird. So you'll have 50 Lugias and 50 Ho-Ohs spawning at once. So yeah, since I didn't want to miss this, I sat on my roof all day. I did not jump down once. So yeah, I sat up here and I kicked back and waited to enjoy the show. Ho-Oh had a pretty cool spawn animation. I don't know if Lugia had one because I couldn't see the Lugia bells because I was, hiding on my roof. However, since I only need Ho-Oh, I KO'd the other 2 Lugias, mainly because I don't have Ultra Balls to waste on them. I don't have like spare PC space. And yeah, I only need Ho-Oh, so. And speaking of Ho-Oh, I'm just gonna sit back and let everyone watch how this battle played out. Yup, it took me a whole one quick ball to catch Ho-Oh. I probably could have caught the Lugias if I knew this was gonna be this easy. Yeah, so there goes one of the harder Pokemon knocked off of the list. That was up to RNG, and I usually don't like relying on RNG. But now the only legendary left is Entei, which I have plenty of time for. So, day 166. After trying to get another King's Rock from a nose pass, I actually found the Crystal Onyx that I was able to successfully catch this time, with no Tauros there to crit it. But I pretty much just spent this day trying to get another King's Rock, which I did eventually get, because I want to get these trait evolutions out of the way. Because, I don't know, I just hate looking at them in the Pokedex. And it's like, now that I have all 6 evolution items, I might as well just get it out of the way now. Yeah, so there's not really much to say about this. It's kind of just me and a friend trading Pokemon. So I don't know. One thing that was pretty cool though was that I evolved my Crystal Onyx because that was the only spare Onyx I had, and I didn't know of Crystal Steelix at the time. So it's like I probably would have lost the Crystal Onyx if Crystal Steelix wasn't a thing, because I had no clue that it was. So it kind of would have been a waste of a Crystal Onyx. But yeah, I'm just gonna let the rest of these evolutions play out. There's not really anything too special about them. Oh yeah, and that iron ingot on the wall, that's the shiny Hone Edge. 168 was pretty much a bunch of exploring. Like I didn't have anything special to do besides run around and hatch this egg. So, oh yeah, and a Latias spawned. That was fun. Latias is one of the few legendaries that has not spawned. Well, I can't say few. Like more than half of them haven't spawned. But Latias was one that I hadn't seen yet. I got a dragon scale for the wall, and I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm pretty sure I accidentally sold Latios at a Pokemart. Moving on, I gave myself a little bit of a challenge because I have quite a few days that I need to waste because I have like no Pokemon left to catch. But I'm gonna try and find like the really rare ones, like in the wild, like for alligator, Tyranitar, Pokemon like that. I'm gonna just try and find in the wild so I can waste a few days. So, someone from the first 100 days actually brought it to my attention that with the rainbow ring my Ho-Oh had when caught, you can actually create rainbow Pokemon. So, why not a rainbow Ho-Oh? I knew like rainbow Ponyta and Rapidash were a thing. I didn't know how to obtain them though. Well, this is actually pretty cool. I actually really like rainbow Ho-Oh. So, I actually spent the majority of this day flying around on my new Ho-Oh, because I had never seen Rainbow Ho-Oh. I did not know Rainbow Ho-Oh was a thing, and it actually looks really cool. And apparently you can get this shiny as well, which will probably never happen. But anyways, for the rest of this night, I stole all the movement pads from this electric gym, because movement pads are really useful. So yeah, that was the end of day 169. These next few days were actually really fun. After KOing a couple bosses and catching a Misdreavus, I went home and I started building this underground tunnel that I have under my house. I had never shown it, but there was always a cave behind the waterfall, but it was like it was literally a cave, so I had to like excavate and like make it like all smooth and stuff with stone. But yeah, it was actually a really fun building process. So, after a few days, this is what the build came out as. I was never good at like original builds because my mind always goes to this is Minecraft, I can build whatever I want, but then I never think about that build process, so then it's like, I just keep adding to something that could have been done a while ago. But I think this build is pretty alright. Making the new machines was pretty annoying, but I got over it. And then at the end of the cave, there's a bit of a secret. We're gonna keep it under wraps for now. Anyways, we're getting sidetracked. This is day 175. This is the third quarter progress report. I have 7 Pokemon left to catch. There are 25 days left, and I almost said still, I only have 7 Pokemon left to catch. All of the Pokemon that I still need, with the exception of Togepi, spawn in the wild. So I could dedicate 3 days to each of the Pokemon I need. 3 full days, and I would still have spare days after catching all of the Pokemon. The only Pokemon I even need to remotely worry about is Entei, because even if I don't find a wild Tyranitar, I'm not dumb and just gonna throw the challenge. I can just evolve a Pupitar. It's not that hard. Entei is like the only Pokemon I don't have control over right now, but I'd have to get like extremely unlucky for an Entei to not spawn based on legendary spawn odds. Everything else is easy peasy. And you may have wondered why I didn't comment on finding a wild Feraligatr in time, and that's because I found one this same night. I found a wild Feraligatr like the same night that I did the progress report. So yeah, make that 6 Pokemon left. So we start the next day off by me finding a shiny Geodude, which was like completely random. It was under the Pokemart that I used to live in. After that, I spent day 176 flying to my sky platform because I thought it was the night of a full moon. It was not. It was almost the complete opposite actually. But before I went home the next day, I found another Totodile for living dex purposes, and then I also found a Togetic for Pokedex purposes in general. Oh yeah, and then this happened. I was writing in my notepad, and as soon as I came back, a Keldeo spawned. Be gone. Anyways, I ended up there for about one more day, and then I flew back on the night of 178. You know, on the bright side of me having more days than I know what to do with, it's gonna take at least 7 days to get a Togepi egg. So this dex is gonna drag out to at least day 186. So I actually flew out to some ice biomes to get a Sneasel and a Delibird, but when I was out here, I actually found out that Delibird only spawns on mountains that are taller than Y120. So I have to go find one of those now. I did eventually find a mountain tall enough, but it was on the same night as a full moon, so I actually flew back to my sky platform. Now in hindsight, I could have just, found a pumpkin and did it on this mountain, but I like having a designated area to make zombie Pokemon because it makes my sky platform seem more useful than it actually is. But anyway, here are the zombified Johto starters. Day 181 was so boring. I came to the jungle because I found out there were a bunch of special jungle Pokemon, but I only found 2 out of the 30 that there are. I found a green Raticate and then I found a blue Magikarp. Cool. I just want everyone to watch this. I just want everyone to watch this next part. So after running around in an extreme hills biome all day, I was finally greeted by Entei. Entei was like the perfect balance between me getting lucky with Suicune, unlucky with Raikou. Entei was like the middle ground. Like, it was a bit of a struggle to catch, but not too bad. It wasn't too bad. Anyways, now that I have Entei, this leaves me with 2 Pokemon left. And one of them is already guaranteed. One of them is Togepi, the other one is Tyranitar. So, let's see how long it takes me to get 2 Pokemon. So I spent the next few days just prepping for the next Pokedex, like making Ultra Balls. I went mining for iron because I ran out, but I was just getting fully prepared for a bigger Pokedex next time. We also now have a Togepi egg, which means there's now only 1 Pokemon left to catch, and that is Big Bad Tyranitar. Now, I'll be honest, the only reason I came to Ultra Space was because I didn't feel like mining iron and waiting for it to smelt. Our Togepi did hatch in here though, but other than Togepi hatching this day and me KOing a few bosses, nothing else really happened, so I went back home. Okay, so with me only needing Tyranitar now, there's like no point of me like taking note of anything that happens during the day, like unless it's like a boss or something. But Tyranitar spawns at night, so there's literally no point of me marking anything that happens during the day. And I didn't get a Tyranitar this night, so I guess we're just moving on to the next day. Day 189. It started off with me KOing a few bosses, but then I decided to mix it up, and instead of waiting in the mesa for a Tyranitar, I flew to an extreme hills biome. And despite it being nighttime, I think the Pokemon were a lot more lively here, such as the Corviknight that was addicted to 360s. This was my favorite highlight of the night. However, on the minimap I saw another Pupitar, and I told myself if it was 1 level off of evolution that I would catch it and I would evolve it the next day. I'm not one to go back on my word, so I did exactly as I said I would. I caught the Pupitar and I evolved it. And with that, the Johto Pokedex is complete. I mean, obviously, a dex that has 50 less Pokemon is going to be easier than one with 50 more. However, we all know that this does not get any easier. I believe like every dex from now on is more Pokemon, more legendaries, so it doesn't get easier. Anyways, even with the dex being completed, the journey was not at a full end yet. There's still 10 more days. So I'm going to show you what happened during those last 10 days. Now, obviously, I had to tag back in for this. So if you didn't know, there's actually an altered form of Celebi that you can get. The old way that you were supposed to do it was you're supposed to right-click a Alix Shrine with a Beast Ball, and you would get an alien Celebi. But the new way is to literally catch the Celebi with the Beast Ball, and then it becomes the alien Celebi. So yeah, this was a pretty cool way to end the journey. Got ourselves an Invader Zim Celebi. So it's finally time to wrap this up. As I've said before, this dex was shorter. Um, it was still very fun to go through. There was quite a few highlights like Rainbow Ho-Oh, catching all the legendaries themselves. And after how much fun I had doing this Pokedex, I honestly cannot wait to do the next one.